Welcome, welcome, welcome. How we doing? What's that margin? John, golf? I need the golf, man. Shit. I haven't been out there in a long time. I might try to hit the driving range today. Maybe a little driving range day. That sounds nice. What's up, everyone? How we doing? What's up, Abel? What a day yesterday, huh? What a day. Live stream, free live stream provided, I don't even know, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in opportunity. What a beautiful day. What color do I like? I like that color. Cyber security downside was early and continuous. What a move to the downside on those stocks, man. Unfortunately, I hesitated on my CrowdStrike entry, and man, everything just dive bombed off the open. All of those names just dive bombed off the open. So, yeah, really nice. But congrats to anyone that took a piece. Always good to stay in tune with what's the the move of the day, catch it or not. It's we were good, spot on for that look yesterday. So congrats to anyone that took a piece of that. Walmart was beautiful yesterday. Very nice trade outperformance on XLP. Nice, clean XLP outperformance. Again, just going right into this is, again, just showing us how this market, even though it's going sideways, is continuously showing underperformers and outperformers. This is a conversation we had on the live stream yesterday. The S&P sideways, the NASDAQ's not going anywhere, but there are absolutely sectors that are going straight up and sectors that are going straight down. And it's our job on this live stream and my job to inform you guys of those sectors. And, that's where the money is made, is within, staying up to date with what's going on. So hopefully we continue to spot those. And today I have a few more spots for you to be looking for. A few more key areas and key sectors that I would be paying attention to today. Actually, it's really just one of them, but I will wait until later in the live stream to talk about that. So, yeah, really nice yesterday. Didn't trade, wasn't here. Yeah, it's all right. Always another opportunity, right? No matter what, there's always going to be another trade, another opportunity. That's what we have to continue to remember. I know it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, but that is very important. Jimmy, there's always someone. I mean, is there a live stream that goes by that we don't get at least one person ask for GME? Is that still a thing? I guess so. I mean, that could be good morning, everyone. I think that might be what it is. Good morning, everyone, not like GameStop. Is that what it is? Virtus? I'm assuming good morning, everyone, right? Instead of GME, the stock. What's up, everyone? Press that like button as you jump in. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If I could ask you to do one thing before we get started, it is to go to. I'm gonna continue to ask you guys for this because we are finally getting to this point. So, insiderscoffeeco.com. Go ahead and help me out. Fill out some of this. Let me take this off for a second. Let me go ahead and zoom out. If you guys could, go head over to this website, insiderscoffeeco.com, and fill this out for me. We're trying to gather some information on your, just like what most people would be interested in, whether it's Rally Roast, which is ground coffee only. So Rally Roast is our morning, our breakfast blend. Whether that is the liquid levels, which will come in whole bean or ground. That's our sort of medium blend. And Reclaim Ripper, which is our whole bean only dark roast. This is the espresso blend. This is the Reclaim Ripper doesn't ask permission. So if you guys could do me a favor, head over to that link today. Head over to that link this week. What bags would interest you the most? We're trying to gather some information for our first purchase order. So coming very soon. Very excited about this. Also, make sure to follow the Instagram, Insiders Coffee Co. on Instagram. You guys are going to be hopefully the group that, sort of pioneers this, and I have a lot of big plans for it. Sending it to all different streamers, right? Get it to Carmine, I want to get it over to Tory Trades, maybe even make it like a Tory Trades bag. I have a lot of big ideas for this. So get it to Matt, maybe get it over to Matt Diamond, who knows? Get it over to all the traders. Get it, obviously to you guys as well, but try to get some appearances on some live streams. I think that's one of the biggest ways I want to spread the word. I know Matt Owen already is interested. Maybe some trade brigade action. So, should be fun. I'm really excited. We finally got to this point. Coming soon. All right. So with that said, let's get started. The last thing I'm going to say to you today before I just get into the raw everything. So the last salesman I'm gonna give you today is that we finally got the group discount for Lightspeed, and they were very generous. Just so that you know, 50% off commissions and 3 months free on Lightspeed. So that is a very generous offer from Lightspeed. I appreciate that, Lightspeed, who I've been trading with now. And I'm going to make a video about my new broker and my new platform. But if you guys are interested in checking out Lightspeed, there is a link down in the description. Hey, it's no harm, no foul. If you want to get a discount, go ahead. I mean, I only give discounts and codes for things that I use, and Lightspeed is what I use. So there you go. That's your last salesman tactic, last salesman of the day. If you're interested, okay? That's a pretty hefty discount, not going to lie. I was very impressed by that. All right, guys, so that's that. And maybe if you're using Lightspeed right now, you might be able to even just, I don't know, maybe you can reach out and say, hey, can I use this code to get this offer? I mean, make sure to reach out to them. All right, so with that said, let's get started. Today, economic calendar. I don't think we have too much on the economic calendar. It's down in the description, guys. You just got to go down in the description, okay? That's all you got to do. Down in the description. Go to the link. It's a whole, if you go to the link in the description, it's a whole, I'll show you. So if you go to that link down there, you're going to hit this page right here, and you're not even going to need, or actually, I think it'll tell you what code to use. Looks like that web page is not loading. I wonder if there's too many people going to it. Interesting. Is that web page not loading for anyone else? I have a feeling that that web page has broken down. Okay. I will reach out to them. I think we broke the link. Shit. Well, all right. Well, let me shoot him an email real quick and tell him link's not working. So hold on, bear with me. Why not TOS? Because it's terrible in terms of fills. So I have no interest in trading with TOS. Yeah, that link's not working, right? All right. Yeah, I think it's down. Or for some people it's working, for some people it's not. I sent them an email, so I'll get it out to you guys. Oh, it's already in the Discord if you guys are in Discord. But anyways, economic calendar. Nothing today. Not really too worried. Consumer confidence, 10 o'clock. Maybe try the link later when not everyone's clicking on it. So that's that. Earnings just Nvidia tomorrow. That's all I really care about. And so let's just jump right into the levels. So today, NASDAQ futures, same spot, guys. This is going to go really quick, which I'm good with because we have a lot of equities to go over today. I have nothing to update you on. I mean, why? What do I have to say here, right? Same lows, same highs, same thesis. Don't trade the overall market in this channel. Yesterday was a great fade. You know, if you guys caught the fade yesterday, fantastic. I got nothing against that. S&P 500 rejected, I mean, absolutely perfectly at those highs yesterday. So I can't say that that wasn't a good trade. I mean, look at the fade right at these highs, right at the daily 20, right at 69.30, just a perfect smackdown and an all-day continuation. So I can't say that that was a bad trade. That was a great trade from level to level. I'm just not that interested in trading in this channel. And this is something I talked with the group about yesterday, and it's a good education, a good realization for some of you out there, okay? So if you take a look at these 2 days, right? Take a look at these 2 days on the S&P. Here's Friday, and here is yesterday, right? On Friday, I shorted this level, and I lost, right? And, you know, you get 1,000 people online saying what a stupid long short that was. Why are you shorting, you know, in the bullish market? Why are you shorting that level in a bullish market, Desi? Well, that's, you know, obviously they're just saying that because it didn't work out, right? And so look at this day. That high, rejection, downside all day, right? So if I shorted here, I'm an idiot. If I shorted here, I'm a genius, right? What does this tell you about the market? This tells you that there is no single end-all, be-all, it's always going to be that way type of strategy, type of idea, okay? On a single day, it may not work. On the next day, it may work, right? And to some people, you're an idiot, and then you're a genius, right? So this tells you that there is no such thing as 100% win rate. There is no such thing as the same thing happening every time. There's just no such thing as this. There is never just a black and white strategy that works out every single time, right? You may have lost a lot of money trying to short these highs on Friday, which maybe just never really gave you much. And then maybe you said, all right, I'm going to take my loss and move on. Take the same idea the next day, next week on Monday, and you make all your money back and then some, right? So if there's anything that this should teach you, it's that every day's a new day. Every price action is different on a singular day. It's never going to repeat itself the same way. And that's the hardest part about trading, right? It's the hardest thing to conceptualize and understand for a lot of people. It's the fact that it's not just like trading is not just like I do this and I will make money. That's not the case, okay? You have to do something to make money, and then on top of that, there's a chance it doesn't work every day, right? That's the hardest part for a lot of people to understand about trading and to wrap their mind around. You could do everything right and still lose. And it's just because that day, for some reason, it just, the market didn't want to flow under a key spot. For example, here on Friday, right, it didn't really want to get under that daily 100. Yesterday, it broke the daily 100 like it wasn't even there, rejected it, and continued another 20, 30 points, right? So every day is different, right? And all you have to do is stick to a game plan, stick to a strategy, understand that it's not going to work every day. And if it doesn't, that's okay. It's not like you're not an idiot. You're not a bad trader. Sometimes your system just doesn't play out. And then sometimes it does in a fantastic fashion. And you catch something like this, right? So hopefully that just makes you feel a little bit better about just, again, trading in general. And then also inside of these channels, this is what you experience, right? You say to yourself, why didn't it do that on the day before? Well, it's just inside of this channel, it does not get very clean, and there's definitely a lot of mess that goes on between these ranges, right? So expect more ranges, right? Today, you might just go straight up off these lows again. Why wouldn't it? Why couldn't it? There's nothing saying it won't, right? You can't say to me that you're not going to just go straight up today off these lows. Anything can happen in here. So I'm just not interested in trading this zone. I'd be careful in here, and I would continue to look for outliers. Outliers and outperforming, underperforming sectors, in my opinion, continues to be the best opportunity, okay? So I'm going to just skip past the futures because there's nothing to update here. NASDAQ, same channel. S&P, same channel. SPY, same channel. 100 SMA was a fantastic call out yesterday. We said to not short into the 100 SMA on the intraday. That was the exact low a day. So that was fantastic there. I would, again, not short into the daily 100 on the SPY. And QQQ, it's the same exact December lows and Friday lows at 599.23. So nothing has changed here. If you're staying up to date with my levels, it's all status quo. Okay? All right, let's move on. IWM, there's a little bit of a lower high rejection here potentially on IWM today. You can see Friday's lows potentially turning into lower highs here. That's sort of interesting. You could look to see if this curls back over, possibly back down into the daily 50. That's not a terrible watch there. If we go to the SMH, this is definitely looking stronger this morning. I want to say stronger than most. I don't want to say strong because you are into this key supply. And if that AMD move does not hold up, you are going to see this fade. Okay? So if this AMD move fades this level, which we'll talk about momentarily, if it does not hold up and fades this move, this SMH is not breaking this high today. Okay? So really important to pay attention to this today. This move on the SMH definitely is fueled partially by AMD. There's other names like TSM, which are extremely strong. ASML is very strong. SNDK is strong. So there's some strong semis out there. And I would be interested to see if this continues. But we definitely want to see some of these moves hold up. AMD is definitely something worth watching. 417 on SMH needs to hold today. Okay? 417. That's the level. You need to see 417 turn into support today. Take a look at this. 417, 417, 417. Here, here, here. You have to hold 417 today. 417 SMH, that is a must-hold higher low. If you can hold that, then I think you can see your 421.50 all-time high. If you fail back under 417, you are right back within this channel. Okay? 417 SMH, put it on your charts. Make sure you're paying attention to it. All right, so the crypto or the sector that I'm interested in on downside today is crypto. There is some very nice technical breakdowns on Coinbase, Hood, and Circle, and crypto looks dead. Making a lower move here, not seeing any attempt higher after this big drop. I mean, not even an attempt to try to recover this move. This continues to look very weak in my opinion. Crypto continues to look like it's being just sold off. This chart does not look very promising for a bounce at the moment, and I am very interested in Circle, Coinbase, and Hood today for downside. So this is sort of my sector that I want you to watch today. Gap down here overnight on Sunday, really weak continuation yesterday, and I think you could see continuation to the downside. IBIT has a low here at 35.24, which maybe we're a little bit cautious of, 35.30. So just be a little bit cautious there. 35.30. You have that exact daily low right there. If you break that daily low right there, I'm going to assume there is more downside here. Under 35.30, you're basically just sort of breaking into all this consolidation back here. We could maybe look at this daily low here right around, hold on, let me put my OHLC. I would say under 35.30, you could trade down into like that 33.50 spot. And so that's sort of what I'm looking for today. If that IBIT breaks these lows, if we fail this low into 33.50, and I'm going to be looking for Coinbase, Circle, and Hood today. Okay? So a little bit of crypto weakness is what I'm spotting out there today. Coin, Hood, and Circle. We'll get into those in just a second. Before we do that, we are ready to get into the equities, and that means we are also very low on likes. If you guys could, please press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 1,000 likes. Help me get to 1,000 likes. Man, I mean, if the cybersecurity call out yesterday isn't worth 1,000 likes, I don't know what is. Or I'm gonna have to run another ad. I'll just run, here's my ad of the day. Let's see if that link works now. That link's still not working. I'm running an ad. Introducing Insiders Coffee Co., the coffee for retail traders. We have 3 roasts for you. Liquid Levels, Reclaim Ripper, and Rally Roast. Rise before the bell. That's our saying. There's your ad. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And to you guys that joined the coffee fund, we're gonna do some. We're gonna figure out your emails. I'm gonna be looking through the YouTube back end, get your emails, and get you guys some goodies. You know what I should do? It's actually a great idea. I should create a little OBS scene that I press, just maybe something like this, right? So I press the scene, and it runs an Insider's Coffee Co. ad. Amped, you there? We got more work for Amped. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Every time we don't get to 1,000 likes, I run the Insider's Coffee Co. ad. David, appreciate that, man. But wait, if you order now, order 2 bags or more and get free shipping. Okay, let's get started. Tesla. I'm very interested in the downside today on Tesla. I think that daily 200 is definitely a target. I like that target down there at the daily 200. Hey, there's Amped. I like that target down there at the daily 200. That's something I'm definitely looking for. And I would like to see if we get a failure. I'd like to see if we get a failure under this 400.51. We're not repackaging. If I was repackaging Starbucks, I'd probably be losing money. No, we spent. I have videos. I have a video coming out showing everything we've gone through to curate this coffee. It's coming soon. So let's lock back in here. Tesla, right here, this low 400.51, right there, 400.51. If I go back to October, you are also going to see this level. So take a look at this level today. See this low right here? That low is 400.56. Now, if I go over to the short term here, this low right here, 400.51. And take a look at what's rejecting this morning. So for me, what I'm looking for here is, does Tesla reject this level? If it does, then I like continuation down to 394. And if we break 394, I love that daily 100 target down there. That is definitely something I'm watching for today. I also do not mind at all a pop and fade right here. I do not mind at all a pop and fade right here. So a lot of downside looks for me on Tesla today. This breaker yesterday is very important. I'm looking for 404, 405 pop and fade. I'm looking for potential rejections of 400.51. And if we break under yesterday's lows, I think you can run this all the way to the 200 SMA. So very much watching this one today. I like it. Tesla has a date with the 200. I agree, Josh. That's Josh, right? When I'm streaming, I can't see your guys' name, but I do remember user or profile pictures. I'm pretty sure this is Treetop Josh. let me double check. Treetop Josh. Let me turn off how do I turn off streamer mode? Turn me off streamer mode. Here we go. That is indeed Treetop Josh. All right, I agree. So, Nvidia. Not interested today. Not too interested in this one. Earnings tomorrow. I'm probably going to look away. But that high is definitely still rejecting. AMD. Big news this morning with Meta. Huge pop. We need to get above 219.65. We cannot reject 219.65 right here. If you are rejecting this level, I do not like the upside here. You need to get above this. So let me go ahead and show you what's happening here on AMD. So AMD has squeezed higher, right? It's squeezed higher, and it is rejecting the exact previous highs here. There is no way that I would be long into this right here. Highs, 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 and daily 20, daily 50. Right there, I would not be long into that. Failing back below these highs is definitely a reason for AMD to lose this move. Now, Pullbacks, I don't mind right here around 209. I like that spot, 209, 210. I don't mind that. If we fail that, then I think you could go even further if my TOS would work today. We could go even further, possibly down to like right at these lows here, right around these highs. Yeah, right around that 204. So I like 209. I like 204 for the actual sort of pullback long and sort of let's take a chill pill, give me a retracement back to these levels, and then long this name. Because if you long into this triple top high right here and this thing gets smacked, it's going lower, okay? So for me, seeing this rejection come in already today tells me that I need to be very careful chasing this move. Daily 20, daily 50, daily 100, 226 smackdown. This area I would not be longing into. I would want retracements before I longed, okay? So very important. Don't just go out chasing AMD today. You are trading right into major highs. So again, if you look at this 219 level, right, this dates back more than just this high here. You have highs here, you have highs here, you have this low here. That's a major spot. All right, if it gets above it, then we could look for it again. If it can find support back above this, something like this, then we could look for that continuation. We just need to get a nice hold above that 219.65. That's the prerequisite for upside. All right, that is what you need first before you look for the upside. You hold above that, then I think you could see 226. I think you could see 238. But you need to hold above that 219, okay? TSM looks extremely strong this morning. I love this look on TSM. This is probably my top watch in terms of semiconductor strength if we do get it. Look at this perfect retest hold. Highs, 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 lows. Look at this thing. I love it. Break, retest, long. This looks very nice. We just need to see what happens up at these highs. 379.58, 382.39, all-time high. A little bit careful up at these highs, but the way it's moving into it after this break and retest long right off this high, I mean, this is just perfect. So I hate that it's doing it in the pre-market. I would much rather be opening here and getting this on the intraday. That's much more preferable, but let's see. Nice hold above that Monday high day. Perfect hold right there. Nice push off of that level. Maybe you can see a little bit of maybe a long off this 378 high in the overnight, but I don't know if I like that too much. Right into these highs over here. The best entry point would be back at this 373, but let's see if we can get above these highs. Yeah, let's go over to gold real quick. I forgot about that. GC futures rejected right at our level. We had this level, 52.66 yesterday. Why did we have 52.66? Well, if we go to the hourly chart, we can see right here. Previous lows, previous rejections, 52.66. That is the exact level that is failing, as you can see right here. If you get above 52.66, I think you trade into that 53.45. But what you're really looking for today is the retest long. That's the money long. If you can get this previous high right here to stay strong, that's really what you're looking for today. On GLD, that is very simply 470 per share. Highs, highs, 470. Give me the real pullback. Get me a test of 470, and then see if this thing can work its way back higher. 470 must hold on GLD. Okay, let's jump into some more semis that are interesting today. ASML is just sort of looking great. I mean, it's up to you if you want to trade ASML. It's a little bit of a sketchy name to trade due to its large size and spreads, but that's, again, up to you. This looks great. I mean, what a perfect high into triple bottom lows. It really doesn't get much better than this on ASML. Look at this high turning into bam, 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 triple bottom lows. That's just fantastic. These highs into lows at 1477, and then this high right here at 1498, 1500. If that holds, you're going higher. So ASML over 1500 probably looks like a pretty juicy move. That could be something you watch. I also sort of like Qualcomm today, believe it or not. Qualcomm, after a big move to the downside, moved higher into this gap level, 144.50. Now, if this thing can reclaim the gap level at 144.50, get above the daily 20, I think you can continue if semis are strong. Now, this is also a very possible rejection point, but take a look at this on Qualcomm. 144.50. This low right here, these highs, daily 20, right here at it. Is this a rejection here and a downside move, or is this a massive reclaim? Because if this reclaims 144.50 in the daily 20, you're going to move up to this 153 again, back to that earnings high. Something like this, right? And that could be a really important spot, right? If you reclaim, that would be a reclaim of these lows. That would be a reclaim of the gap down. I think that's interesting at 144.50. I would be watching that. MU, it's still 430, Chef. Same spot. Just got to get above it. We've seen multiple rejections yesterday. Same exact thing. Failures of 430. So, yeah, MU is just a simple break and retest over 430. That's a great trade if we can get it. We just need that strength over 430. SNDK looks strong this morning. PDH is rejecting. I would like a pullback to like this 661, 676 zone. I know it's a wide spread, but SNDK is a very large moving name, so you sort of have to give it these zones. 676 highs to around these 661 highs. If you can develop in here, I like that, like a nice structure, a new higher low. So that's another one. But MU, probably one of the most interesting ones, 430. TSM, very interesting. Qualcomm, interesting. And then, of course, AMD is somewhat interesting. Those are sort of the top semis that I like today. Let's go to Google. Yeah, we'll go to NBIS in a second here, John. Google, nice rejection. We talked about how I didn't love that trade yesterday because it was up in the pre-market, and that was a good instinctual read there. I got out of my trade very quickly. I like this pullback, though. I mean, this is a just fine pullback, guys. This is what structure does, right? You move higher, you move lower, you start to structure, you start to consolidate. This is good still. Google over 310, 311 is still very much in play. So I would continue to keep a little bit of an eye on Google 310, 311. That still looks valid. Amazon's another one that it did pull back, but it is still valid above structure. So take a look at this. Amazon pulled back aggressively, but look where it's held tight. 202, 203. These lows still holding tight. Now you need to see if you can get back above that 206.85. But that's still decent structure there, holding very nicely at these triple bottom lows. Really quadruple bottom now. So I have an alert over 206.85 to see if that can continue. Microsoft just sort of getting hit with the software sort of destruction. I think that's probably the largest reason for Microsoft. They're sort of getting wrapped up in the software downside. 383, 384. I wouldn't really be too interested in shorting into that. That's a massive low down here. If we go to Microsoft, look at this low down here. 383, 384. It's actually, this previous major weekly high down near these lows, down near this low. So you're getting really extended into some weekly major sort of rubber band levels. You know what I mean? Like this sort of rubber banded back down, huge bounce here, huge bounce here. So I'm a little bit cautious of shorting Microsoft, especially it's just Microsoft. But hey, yesterday was pretty nice downside on it, so I can't say that there might not be more. If you break 383, then there's definitely potentially more, right? So they can't say that. Definitely potentially. If you break 383, there could be more if you see failures under that. But right now, this little double bottom showing up, I'd be careful at 383. Meta's not really getting love with that AMD news. It actually looks like Meta's getting the short end of the stick of it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Meta lately. I'm just going to move on from it. I'm just not a fan. I still want to get into the crypto names, which are my top watches today. CrowdStrike, death all day. I mean, just absolutely whacked all day. This was our top watch. The cyber weakness was our top watch yesterday. And this thing got just annihilated off the open. I mean, the second the market opened, this thing dropped like $10 a share. And at that point, I was just sort of turned off, unfortunately. I should have been more aggressive. I should have just stuck with it. But as soon as I saw that thing drop $10 a share right off the open, I was like, shit. I was just, I was like, do I really want to get involved here? I think it was this 365 level that I was looking for. No, it was higher than that. Where was that level early morning? There was a level here. It was like right at this 374.50. What was that level I had again? I deleted it now, but it was okay, yeah, it was this week. Yes, that's what it was. It was this weekly low. This was where I was about to take my entry. If you guys watched Actually, I think I cut it, but if you guys are part of the group yesterday when we were live trading, I was so close to shorting right under this 374.52. There was a reason for it too. Right here, take a look at this. 374.52. See this right here? See how that's rejecting on the 1 minute chart? Right at that level? That was exactly at this weekly low. That was the entry point. See this weekly low, 374.52? You had a perfect failure under that weekly low on the intraday, right here. And I was so close to taking it. And I was just very cautious of this sort of bounce back up to fill this sort of straight down move off the open. That's what was in my, mind the whole time. It was like, if I take a short here after a $10 move lower, am I going to get squeezed back to these highs? And so I was just like, duh. And, well, the rest is history. It went down all day. So it is what it is. What a beautiful downside. I should have been more just, I guess, blind trust in the fact that the sector was weak could have helped me. And just ignored the technicals. Just said, yes, this sector is getting smoked. Short it. Today, I'm not interested in that trade anymore. You have moved lower into some major weekly lows. So really be careful down here. I would be careful shorting into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 reactions on the weekly chart at 335, 338. There is no good reason to short into that level here. I would be very cautious of that. If you get under that, maybe more downside, but I would just think that it's going to just sort of consolidate here. I'm not a big fan. Net was another one straight down off the open, right off our 175 level. This was exactly what we were looking for. We were looking for net to move lower, failing this weekly high. That was 175, 177, and you can see just absolute death right off that level. So really big drop. Again, this is down into a level I would not be shorting into. I don't want to short into this weekly low. If it breaks this weekly low, which is 160.35, then maybe, but you can see the games have begun at this level, 160.35. You can look for it if it breaks it, but again, big move yesterday. I would be careful of chasing that. Datadog was the last one. We were looking for Datadog under that 115, 118 level, and that thing just sort of got tanked. So overall, Cyber, nice downside yesterday. I think you back off of the idea today, personally. I think you let the market bounce. I think you let these names bounce, and you look for where the next retest short is. That's my opinion. Okay? All right, so with the last 10 minutes, we're going to look at some crypto names. These are my top watches of the day. Number one is going to be Coinbase. Coinbase is extremely interesting to me today. Let's take a look at it. So Coinbase had previous major lows here, previous low here, previous highs here, previous major low here, and right here today, right now, you are failing right under that 158, 159 level. If you fail this 158, 159 level right here, I think you can trade down to this 153, down to this 148, and possibly down to this 142. So I'm looking to see if this low and these highs turn into rejections here at 158, 159. If that stays true, look to the left. You've pretty much had straight up action here. Look, what do we talk about? Straight up, straight down, right? You have straight up, you have consolidation, which has now failed. If you fail under this level, you could go straight back down. That is what I'm looking for. Straight up, straight down. So keeping an eye on this very closely today. Coinbase 158, 159. If you go to Hood, there's a very similar look. Look at Hood here, straight up, consolidation, failed, straight down. If Hood breaks this low at 70.25, I think you're going to trade to 68, 67, and possibly that weekly high at 67 still. So watching this low very closely on Hood, or looking for a pop and fade back into that level there. And then finally, take a look at this thing. Remember, we've been talking about this Circle bear flag. Circle, if it fails this 59.80 spot after failing our 64, this could see a nice downside move towards 57 and maybe continuation prior to earnings. So I like this bear flag on Circle if crypto stays weak. Okay, so watching those very closely today. Walmart was a great long yesterday, but it did move into that 126. And yeah, Apple's, I just don't really trade Apple on an intraday, but Apple had nice strength yesterday. You could look to see if it holds that daily 20, daily 50. It's actually all the daily moving averages right there, so that's quite interesting. I need a hold right here. This is your level today, Alex. See this earnings high right here at 268, 268.34. This earnings high, that's what I want to see it above, 268.34. And finally, NBIS for John. Yeah, NBIS held that 93. It got back above this 100 spot. I'm a little bit cautious of being long this stock in the current market conditions, I will say. But that is a nice hold of that 93 spot. Yeah, I mean, I would have to say if you can hold above this daily low, John, you could see it try to attempt higher. Like right in this 99.55 to around this 99. Yeah, right in these previous highs. Highs, lows. If you can get a strong attempt off this level here, maybe. You are rejecting that daily 100, which I'm not too fond of there. So this is a tough one for me. I mean, if you can, here's what I would look for, John. If you hold this level and that results in a hold above the daily 20, then or the daily 100, then I would look for the long. I would not long here into the 100. I would not long from this level into the 100 SMA rejection. I would wait for this level to hold, result in a hold above the 100, and then look for the opportunity. All right, that's what I would look for. Right now, you can see it is holding pretty well there. NASDAQ holding the lows, SPY holding the lows. If the market goes higher, SMH is definitely the spot to look for today, guys. If the market goes lower, I like the crypto look. So crypto downside, interesting. If market goes up today, SMH is the spot. AMD, TSM, definitely interesting. That Qualcomm read is interesting. That MU over 430 is interesting. So strength is in the semis. Weakness maybe in the crypto. But if the market bounces, then crypto could bounce as well. But, yeah. And that's about it. That gold retest. All right, guys, if you want to sign up for Lightspeed, which is who I trade with, I'm going to be making a video here very soon about my setup and, sort of teaching you guys about it. But if you're interested, make sure to check out the link down below. Not sure if it's working right now, but make sure to come. Oh, it's working now. Yeah, it's working now. Here we go. So, code Insiders26, 3 months free with Lightspeed, and then 50% off commissions. And that 50% off commissions is for lifetime. It's permanent. So you get 50% off your commissions permanently using Insiders26, signing up for Lightspeed. Really nice offer from them, and really helped me out. I mean, just like real people, which is what I love. Like just in an email thread with them. Very easy. If I got a problem, quick email. Totally night and day versus Interactive Brokers, which feels very nice. Check it out. And finally, make sure to head over to insiderscoffeeco.com/waitlist and give us your feedback. Have a fantastic trading day. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.